Welcome to Loose Lips, the oral tradition, the show where two unhinged storytellers attempt human connection in this batshit crazy world.
I'm Adrienne Marquand.
I'm Alexandra Grossi.
Today we're chatting with someone way too hilarious to stay under the radar.
Ashley Marquand. Whether it's curating a killer playlist or their deep thoughts on true crime murder mysteries, they bring the kind of sarcastic energy we love around here.
So grab your shot of tequila, get cozy, and let's get to know Ashley Marquand.
Because trust us, you'll want to.
This video contains conversation about self-harm and suicide. If you live in the US and need resources or support, please call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, a free, confidential service that is available 24/7. You can also visit neverabother.org. If you live outside of the US, please visit the resource in the caption for your country's national helpline.
For me, it's not necessarily about like one particular happy moment, but I will say that I suffered with depression for a really long time. I was possibly misdiagnosed as bipolar. We're not really sure, still figuring that out. But I did have depression and like crippling depression and anxiety for a long time. And I've been in therapy for 10 years. I have done a lot of personal development work. I've done a lot of self-discovery work. And I have to say that like for the last, 3-ish years, I'd say like a lot of that has gone away. A lot of that has been lifted. I haven't experienced most of that on kind of an everyday occurring chronic basis like I used to. And so I'll say that my happy moment is kind of like right now, like this is the best my life has ever been. This is the best I've ever felt. I don't necessarily reflect on one particular happy moment, but I reflect on the fact that I don't have these intense feelings of sadness, regret, shame, like depression following me around every single day. And that is, I mean, obviously, like literally life-changing, you know? It's nice to not walk around and feel like you have a dark rain cloud on you every single day.
Yeah.
I think of you as a very funny person. I see all the stuff that you post, you're hysterical. Do you think there
Thank
is a
you.
connection between, having had to go through these darker periods? I mean, do you think there's a strong connection between the
I
darkness
do.
that
I
you've
mean,
gone through?
there is a correlation between a lot of times people who seem the happiest and most outwardly fine, are not. They're struggling. So if, to some people, I'm sure talking about, wanting to commit suicide or wanting to, deal with these ugly emotions. I'm sure to some people, hearing you joke about it or make light about it is not appropriate. There are a lot of people who are like, well, you should not be making light of this. And it's like, well, actually, that's my way of processing it. And it's not up to you how I get to process those emotions. This is my trauma, my depression, my shit. And I'm going to talk about it in whatever way makes me able to move through it and look at it without it bringing me down. Because so often when we discuss these kinds of dark topics, it gets immediately serious. And sometimes you're already serious enough if you're dealing with depression. Your brain is serious enough. Like sometimes it's nice to be able to talk with your friends and make jokes about it. And the act of talking about it is what is going to keep you from pursuing it. I would rather have somebody come up and joke to me about how unhappy they are, because at least then I know where they're at. I know, because every joke has a little kernel of truth in it. So if you're able to hear that and not be just so overwhelmed by like the words that are coming out and be able to actually just sit there and listen, you're going to have a much deeper relationship with the person you're talking to, and they're going to feel heard and understood, which is half of what going to therapy and not committing are anyway.
Also, and certainly not everybody has like a dark sense of humor as their personal brand, but I
No.
think a lot of people in our generation, millennials especially, glom onto dark humor as a coping mechanism because we really just like don't know what else to do. So we just make jokes about it. But I think it does help kind of normalize and destigmatize it, as opposed to, yeah, expecting everyone to kind of sweep it under the rug or keep it private. Like, oh, those are really big feelings. You should probably keep those to yourself. And then like that just exacerbates the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
I
lot of the
think you're
time.
true,
Obviously, this
Emily.
is very, every person's experience is unique, but I think generally speaking, you're definitely onto something. And I
Yep.
mean, as your sister and as the person who received, I would say, the vast majority of those phone calls and jokes and all those things, like it is very hard to carry, but it also helped kind of break down the wall and break down some of the fear that it might actually happen, because at least you were communicating with me.
Right. Right.
And also, for me, the significant thing was like getting myself into therapy,
Mhm.
because I was carrying a lot of heavy loads for other people
Mhm.
that weren't mine. And so finally giving myself permission to like go have my own outlet for that was
Right.
really powerful. So, I mean, we obviously didn't intend for this to be like a mental health conversation, but I do think, especially if you're the person that everybody comes to, it's so, so, so vital to also make sure that you're seeking your own kind of help while you're carrying all of that.
So your
I mean,
question about what my moment of happiness got a little dark. So if you want to move to another question, we can try something a little
very,
more light.
very on brand. I'm like, was there anything recent that brought you joy? No. No, I think that was a great answer. And
Yes, my lovely sister got me Liz McGuire Crocs for Christmas, and literally it
Wow.
like healed parts of my middle school child. Like I was so happy. I wear them all the time because I'm just like I'm 35 and I have Liz McGuire Crocs. Like life is good, man. Life
How
is
are they Lizzie McGuire Crocs? Are they like a
you got
little
to show her
thin?
now.
okay.
I
Give me
mean,
1 second. I'll be right back. Like this strip right here is jelly glitter. So like you got like the
ooh,
jelly sandal type of thing. You got like
I'm
the
getting very Scooby-Doo vibes from
entirely.
them for some
Yes.
It's
reason.
very
Yes.
Y2K. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So those I
Hashtag
definitely would
not an
be
ad, hashtag not sponsored. But maybe someday.
this is the thing that just popped into my mind, which is funny because when I moved here to California, I originally wanted to be an actor. Not happening. Totally okay with that not happening. Okay, very much have am very happy with my life now that it doesn't involve acting. Something that came out of going to therapy actually. And But I remember when I was trying to be an actor and I was getting, another round of headshots done, and I decided to have my hair and makeup professionally done, both professionally done for the headshots. Worst mistake ever. I hated those headshots because I looked nothing like myself. And I was like, this was the stupidest thing I could have ever done because when I go to that audition, guess what I'm not going to look like? That bitch in the picture. Because can that bitch blow dry her hair with a roller brush? No. Does that
No.
know how to blend and contour? No. You know what she does know how to use? Drugstore mascara, and I can shower and brush. Well, let me pull up my bucket list because I have a list
Oh, you
literally
have
written on my
a
phone. I have a running tally of things that's in my pinned notes, like at the top. At the top, I have all my pinned stuff. So let's see. Would you like to hear what's on the bucket list? I don't know what's
Just
really
some
at the top.
highlights. Are they in order of like importance to you, or
No, they're as they come to me, I add them to the list. So nothing is
okay.
necessarily more important than the other. At some point in time, I really want to dance naked in the woods with like a coven of my girlfriends. I feel like that would just be a really like under a full moon, like I want to get naked in the woods. I feel like we all might die, but also it would be just incredibly moving. So Adrian knows why this is. I need to take a picture with Orlando Bloom where he is looking at the camera. It's a very important part of that step. So long story short, I met Orlando Bloom when I was 15. So like, I'm a 15-year-old girl who's obsessed with Lord of the Rings, obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean. I meet Orlando Bloom. I get a picture with him. I'm all dressed up. We're at a New York premiere. It's a long story of how we got there. And we get home because it wasn't digital and he hadn't looked at the camera. So everybody in my life thought that it was a photoshopped photo. And I was like, if I was going to Photoshop a photo, we would be like making out or something. Like I would not pick a photo where he's not looking at the camera. I really would like to do the splits in my life at some point, which really is just incorporating a stretching routine. But that's something that, that's like flossing where you have to like start doing it every day. And that's not the easiest. But my ultimate goal is to touch an orca in the wild.
Oh.
Listen, I know that you are not supposed to touch apex predators in the wild, okay? I know that I could potentially lose a hand or my life trying to get this goal. For anybody watching this, I am that stupid. And yes, losing a hand might in fact be worth accomplishing the goal of touching an orca in the wild.
You will have
Just
fed an
touch
orca.
them, like that, I feel like it would be like a spiritual experience. Like that would be as close to like meeting God or the universe or whatever the fuck you like to call that higher power label. That for me would be the most spiritual experience of having an orca like come to me in the wild. And
What is the significance of the orca to you? I mean,
I've always loved them as a kid. Like I was, my sister.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, this is like not something she's come into as some new age 30 something who loves manifestation. This is like 3-year-old Ashley's lifelong
oh
dream. I mean,
wow.
this runs deep.
I have
Okay,
always
got it.
liked whales and dolphins. There's something about orcas I have always loved. And then as an adult, like, learning more about them as like apex predators, watching documentaries about them, all the things with them, like, eat the rich and blow up their yachts with them.
Up them
Like,
boats.
yeah, exactly. Like everything about them just makes me love them more. Plus, like orcas are a matriarchal society. They're run by, the grandma runs the
Oh,
pod.
okay.
They're fucking vicious, man. Like if she has a son and
I know
she
that.
comes
I've
in,
heard.
she encounters another female in the wild who has a child, they'll murder her child so that the woman will start being fertile again so that she can have sex with her son and create a bigger pod for them. So they'll literally go out and just murder the kids so that they can be like, okay, come join us now and have our children. It's psycho and I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
wow.
So yes.
Wow.
I mean, I know what I would say if I were you, but I'm curious what you would say.
I'll just list just a couple. So number one, I'm a lifetime member of Girl Scouts, as is Adrienne, as is our mom. Our whole family has been involved in Girl Scouts forever. I'm not like an active member. I don't sell cookies anymore, but just being a lifetime member, I feel like people always surprised that. And part of the reason they're surprised by it, oh, I think I know what Adrienne says, is it so I work for a church.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I work for a church. And the other fun fact that I was going to say, which is part of the reason people are surprised that I work for a church, is I have 45 tattoos. You can't see any of them, but I have tattoos all over my body, which is a more recent thing. But when people see, usually people I meet out in a social occasion, I'm at a party, I'm wearing a crop top, I have tattoos, I'm smoking a joint, I may be having a shot of tequila, and their first question that they love to ask is, "Oh, so what do you do?" And I just say, "I work for a church." And it's my favorite thing ever because the reactions I get are the exact same every time. And it's one of the best games to ever play. They love me, I love them.
This is a very progressive church, so she doesn't have to like hide who she is there, which is incredible. And they don't try to evangelize her. It's like they actually love her for who she is and respect and honor where she's at.
They
Like
follow the values of Jesus and stuff, like about like loving everyone.
Crazy.
So weird.
It's insane, but yeah, it's one of my favorite like facts about yourself. Yeah. So
That's why I didn't want to let that
Awesome.
question go, because
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful. You were so open. You were so, it was very helpful. I really appreciate your openness, really.
thanks for having me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Lioness Inc. Productions. Hashtag Lioness Inc. Productions.
this video contains conversation about self-harm and suicide. If you live in the US and need resources or support, please call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, a free, confidential service that is available 24/7. You can also visit neverabother.org. If you live outside of the US, please visit the resource in the caption for your country's national helpline.